Hello, excuse me. Hello, Pisces. Thank you for tuning into your love read. I apologize for my voice. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Already shuffled. First half is relationship, second half is singles, and oracle cards come out where necessary. That's a double angel card. Okay, so where we're starting. Excuse me, I'm fighting with my voice. Hopefully you can hear me well. The strongest card I see on your partner's side is in their spiritual sense towards you, which is the Lover's card. So there's definitely a really strong sense of love coming from your partner. But what's going on with you in relation to that might be a little, I don't know. We'll have to keep going, but I'm wondering if there's not a question of them loving you but not liking what's happening. I'm not sure. We have to go a little farther. Things are happening fast on your partner's side. I can see that quickly. This seems to be the challenge, and on your side is the moon. I feel like there's something here that's a little bit distant. And I really hope you guys can hear me. Something's a little distant here, and I'm trying to find like the connection that brings you together, because I'm feeling that's probably the point that's keeping you like there's a distance here, but like, is it physical distance? Is it? No, I don't think that. I don't think it's physical. I think something is like they're very busy. Things are going fast. I don't feel like you guys are touching base as much. And I feel like this is a problem because it makes me feel like you might be in the sense of feeling a little detached from your partner. Just because of everything going on, you're just kind of, there's almost like, even though somebody's there, you kind of miss them type feel. Hope that makes sense. I tell you, my voice is quite the challenge right now. It was better like 5 minutes ago, so I'm kind of curious why it dropped a little more. No, what we're looking at here, I'm getting kind of like the Two of Swords. Usually that's kind of in between or kind of like a stalemate type situation. I feel like you're kind of like in that moment where you know the love is there, but you're just not feeling it. And that's why you're in this moment of like, you know the love is there, you're just not feeling it. And I just feel like it's, I don't know, you're just kind of stuck. Because you want to feel it, clearly. And I want to be able to talk, but, you know, these things are not happening right now. Your partner has this King of Wands that's very active, very driven. And I feel like they're very centered on something that's not you, but even though it may be including you, they're driven towards something else. They're not centering on you that much. And I feel like it might be throwing you off a little. Because you know they love you. I don't feel like there's a question about that. But you're not feeling it, and it's causing issues. It's like you want that to come back in, and you're just like, I just feel a little despondent, a little emotional distance here. I keep coming back to that. But the moon is saying that this isn't gonna last. Like the moon phase only lasts like 3 to 4 days, 3 days, something like that. So it's not gonna last too long, but I feel like it's weighing on you. I feel like this might be a moment where you're kind of feeling really weighed down by the situation, and it just feels like it's gonna go on for months, when it in reality should only go on for a few days. Should. Now, I do see you communicating. You have the King of Swords, which is coming at a time where your partner's in high gear. Because you're coming forward without the King of Swords, like you want to see them more, you want to reconnect, you're kind of missing them, you're expressing this. When that comes across, I'm seeing the Five of Swords on their side. They're very driven. I feel like they're at the high point of this situation, and they're very driven. They want to keep going. They don't really want to slow down, and I feel like there's a weird aggravation here. I almost feel like they're coming back towards you, like, I love you, this and that, and I just want to finish this, and you know what I mean, we could do that after, but, I love you. I feel like this keeps coming back, like they're trying to say or prove that, you know how I feel about you, but I want to finish this first. There's a little conflict here, because I feel like they're in high gear, and they do not want to slow down, and I almost feel like there's a little aggravation, like, they expect that you already know how they feel. And I feel like you're acknowledging that. Yes, I know how you feel, but I miss you type situation. And they don't want to slow down at this point. So there's kind of a conflict there. I feel like the other side, your partner is kind of pushing back. Like, they'll be done soon. When they're done, you and them can do all the good stuff that you normally do. But for right now, they want to continue what they're currently doing, and they want to finish that up. They have two oracle cards, which I'm actually connecting with these, like, especially since it's a Pisces read. That a little more patience. I know that might sound a little odd, but maybe getting involved a little more in what they're doing, just touching base. I'm feeling you can be a little bit more satisfied, but I'm not connecting with exactly what they're trying to show me right now. Because I'm getting like more. When this energy comes in with the King of Swords, instead of directing it like, I want to see you more and everything you're missing, if you direct it more in the sense of trying to find out what's going on in their life and trying to, like, talk out what they're going through, I feel like this is about saying, if you redirect the energy and start conversations where you find out what they're doing and what challenges they're facing and what they... Because I feel like they're in high gear. They just want to finish this out. If you're able to redirect their questions instead of saying, I miss you, I want this, I want that, more in the sense of, like, what's going on, how's that going, and, like, trying to get them to talk to you about what they're doing and what they're going through. Because I feel like there's a couple challenges on their side they're handling, which is another reason why they're in high gear. I feel like you can still feel this closeness and get a little more insight about what they're going through, because I feel like they want to vent a little bit about challenges they're facing. And through that, I feel like you can become that supportive, you can have that supportive moment. You might get a little extra closeness out of it. I feel like instead of them becoming defensive, I feel like they might drop the guard because, you know what I mean, they feel safe with you and they'll talk things out. Even if you don't understand completely the situation, like you don't get the ins and outs of it because you don't deal with what they deal with every day, the fact that they can talk to you and you'll be a sympathetic ear to what they're going through, I feel like this might bring a little bit more closeness that you're looking for. I hope I said this right. Because I feel like what the advice here is, instead of going at it in the sense of, like, I'd like to see you more, I'd like this to happen, I'd like that to happen, which is completely valid, but since you're going to get pushback from that anyway, if you could go around it and just kind of like, what's going on? How's your life going? What type of challenges are going on? I feel like you know how to talk to your partner to get them talking about what they're going through. And you might get some closeness out of that, a lot more closeness than if you just go straight on, I want to see you more. I hope that makes sense. Because I feel like that's what the advice is here. Instead of, like, voicing, like, what you're missing and what you want, kind of going around the situation and just kind of getting them to talk about what they're going through could create a closer moment, could help alleviate some of that distance, emotional distance you've been feeling. So I feel like you'll feel better if it goes that way instead of direct. Again, they're pushing forward. Like, your partner loves you greatly. So they're definitely, the love is there. And I feel like this is also, if you're able to do that, it seems to be a strengthening bond because it feels like they're looking at you like you're really connected and paying attention to what's hurting them and that you're concerned about them, which makes them open up a little more. I feel like they're really in high gear, though. They're not realizing that you're feeling that emotional distance. Down the line, I feel like that'll be more of a conversation. But for right now, I feel like that would work to your benefit. And in your spiritual sense, you have the Two of Pentacles, which is kind of balancing out the situation. When it comes to this relationship, especially what's going on with your partner, it's kind of in your hands to balance this out to make this an easier situation at the moment. It's kind of the ebb and flow of relationships, in my opinion. Like sometimes one person's more of the balancer, sometimes the other, depending on what's going on. I know I've heard other people say that they always feel like they're in the balancing role. For what I'm getting here, I'm feeling like it's kind of on you to balance this out. If you go direct, I just feel like it's not going to be something you really like. Or not the optimal that you could get out of it for your own happiness. One day my voice will come back and that'll be a wonderful day. Your partner is standing in the spot of the Eight of Pentacles with the Four of Wands. They're feeling like they're almost set. They're almost done with the situation. They just got to go a little farther and they'll be set. And then they do plan on centering on you anyway. I do feel like your partner wants to come close with you again anyway. Maybe this is the trick to this whole situation. Even though you're feeling emotionally distant and maybe they're not communicating it, I'm getting with these two cards, what's going on in their mind is once they finish this up, they'll spend more time with you. They're looking forward to it. They're actually looking forward to it, which I feel is another reason why going around the back way to get closer to them, to like find out what they're going through instead of going direct, it works better for you because they are thinking of you. They do want to be closer to you. They just feel like they have to finish this off first. It's one of those things where first I finish off the business, then I have the good time with my partner. Then I enjoy life with my partner. It seems to be where they are. So they are thinking of you during this. I don't think they're communicating it, but they are thinking of you, just so you know. Because I feel like that makes this, as a Pisces, I'd be like, well, that makes a difference. To me, that would make a difference. You seem to end up also in a place of hope, which I'm wondering if it's either this reading or going around the back way here. You do realize that they love you. I know that seems to be like the biggest thing, especially if this reading is hitting for you. There's something where you know that how much they love you. And the Star card is telling me you realize that this isn't going to be permanent, but you're hoping it's not going to be a common thing. I feel like that's the Star card. The situation that's pulling your partner from you, you're hoping that that's just a rarity, that that's not going to be a common thing, because that's what you don't like. So you're hoping that this type of situation is going to be extremely rare and not more common going forward. Okay. Now, as we're going out of this time, what makes things better is your partner is the King of Pentacles. I feel like your partner is taking longer than they expect to go through this, to finish this up. And I feel like even going out of this reading, they're still centered on that, still trying to figure it out, still trying to make it land, if you will. And on your side, you have the Seven of Swords, which for you, I feel like you're holding back. And you're holding what you want. You're not, I don't feel like you're causing any type of challenge here. You're seeing the situation for what it is. At the end, I feel like you have like a broadened scope, especially talking to them the way you are and realizing how they love. The Seven is telling me you realize right now you're not going to get what you want, but you're holding it to the side, expecting it to come back later, and I feel like you're right. It will be. Perfect timing is telling me that you're holding back for now, but your time will come. Your moment will come where you will have that closeness again. It's just you're not comfortable with it, but I feel like you're seeing it for what it is. Like, it has to be this way right now for what my partner's doing, for the goals they have. I know they love me. I know they want to spend time with me. For now, I'll hold back. You're not over the moon about it. You're not excited about doing that, but you are doing it because it's for your partner. You realize for where you're going, for your ultimate goal is, this will work out, and your time will come. It's just, it's going to be dragged out a little more than you'd like. Okay. I'm gonna move on from that for there because I think we got the basic message there, and I want to get through a Pisces single. Hopefully my voice comes back a little more. I don't know. It's been 4 days. I don't know what's going on with my voice. I've been trying to hold off doing these readings until my voice came back, but it's just not. I'm doing the saltwater thing, the whole gargle, blah, blah, blah. My voice is just not wanting to do it. Messages for Pisces single. Empowering messages for Pisces single to help them move forward the way they want to go. Ironically, I was trying to do less, or I was trying to not do extra cards, but they already happened, so. That's one of the things about the way I read. If the cards want to come, I just... Alright. Now, my strongest thing here, again, is this card, but this is in the past. I'm getting this as being affected by a relationship from the past. They're also kind of sidestepping here. This is like, they're saying a love interest from the past is a better way to put this. I feel for some of you, you've kind of had an interest in someone in the past, and your heart went out to them, and it just didn't happen. For others of you, it is a relationship, but I'm getting like that unrequited love feeling here. But you had the feelings there. Okay. And I'm feeling like this person's coming back towards you and you're being reminded about how you really feel. This person seems to be coming towards you, and the Four of Wands is... I'm getting it at the base, like there's a chance here. This is someone in the past, though, and I feel like this is unrequited. I'm getting that again. They're telling me the love was here. I feel like you came together in some sense. You had some type of moment together. And for you, you knew that how you felt about this person, but the other person, it just did not click in for them. For whatever reason, either they just did not click in with you. Now, I'm also getting warned here that when this person comes towards you, it happens fast. I've got the Eight of Wands with the success. Like, they come at you fast. And they do seem to be really into you. It seems like they've been thinking about you, and I feel like that's why they're using this card to say this, like it was that connection you thought it was, but the other person, for whatever reason, was not acting on it. I feel like this could go a few different ways, because I'm getting that it did not click in at the time. But for some reason, either they see you or they've been thinking about you, could be a bit of both, and they have this opportunity, it moves fast, they want to be with you. The Page of Swords here in the center with the Hanged Man is like, I'm getting that you're kind of liking it, but you're also feeling like this is a bad idea. You're remembering, I feel like it's hard for you because you're remembering what happened in the past. And I feel like a lot of you, it might have been a very intimate moment, and then you were kind of dropped on your butt about it. And you're like, you know what, I don't really need to have a good physical moment just to be dropped on my butt again. Because the dropping on my butt was a lot worse than the joy of the physical moment. It's just, I don't really want to do that again. Yet the Hanged Man is telling me you still have those feelings. So you're kind of like, I feel like you're caught between a rock and a hard place. You're not feeling like this is a good idea because you're thinking it's going to end up the same way, but you don't want to really walk away from it because you're feeling those feelings that chemistry is snapping in with you, and you're liking what you're hearing from this person, but you're like, yeah, that sounds great, but what does that last, 5 minutes? And then you're done? Like, why would I do that? I don't know, maybe 5 minutes was harsh, but you know what I mean. In your mind, you're thinking the wheel is turned. You're just not sure. I don't feel like you're confident that it's turning in your favor, though. You'd like to believe it is. I feel like you'd like to believe that things are going your way, but you want something to prove it. Because I feel like you're looking at the situation as if the wheel is really turning in your direction, there's no rush. You can hold off a little bit. And I feel like that's what you want to do. You're kind of holding back. You're like, all right, if this is really a possibility, let's see how the other person really feels. I'm just going to hold back a little bit, kind of keep to myself about it, not let things go too far, if this is really a situation where this person wants to be with me or has real interest, that won't be a problem. If they just have one thing on their mind, they're probably going to get either aggravated or walk away. And either one is not what I'm looking for. So we're going into the future. There's a face down card here. Face down, you have the Nine of Cups. You know, I'm feeling we're going out of order here because I didn't mention the environment is the Queen of Swords, which, again, like I always say, don't get caught up in the gender, especially for a general read. But this person is person's communicating towards you. And like I said, that's fast, but I'm getting this is coming into the future even more because I feel like they're kind of pushy and they want what they want. Good or bad, they want what they want, and they're very vocal about this. Now, the Queen is also someone who's very thought out usually. It depends how it's hitting for a reading. In this situation, I'm feeling like she already has thought out what she wants. And I should say this person's already thought out what they want. Male or female, whoever, whatever gender they may be. I feel like it's just gonna hit in the sense of like they know, like they already have a end goal or where they expect to be with you. And I'm feeling like this is becoming a friendship, and I'm also getting like the face down. The 9 was a face down card. I don't feel like you're realizing that they're looking at this as a friendship. They might be looking at this as a friendship with benefits, and they're very content with that. Is the problem? Because I don't feel like you will be. So this person coming back towards you may want to put this in a friendship and be very content with that. The card that comes in with that is not backwards. There we go. Choose a new direction. Like this is not good. I don't feel like this is what you want. You don't really want this to be a friendship. I feel like friends with benefits for you at this point would be more just like it would feel like you weren't good enough to be the actual main attraction. I feel like this would be a problem for you. I feel like this would be very upsetting. I don't feel like you'd be content with this at all if this reading's sitting with you naturally. Because in the environment also, there's 2 other cards. This person coming towards you, there's something better, like them being more, with you, like on the same page, getting into a relationship. That's something better. And if they can move forward with that, like the advice is for them to not stop, to stick with it. I feel like there's something going on with this person where they're kind of maybe a little jaded about relationships and what relationships should mean. Something seems a little off base here. And the friends with benefits really isn't going to work for them either. But for them to see that, I feel like you can't get into the friends with benefit situation, if that makes sense. I'm feeling like that's a danger here. And of course, a lot of you might be like, I wouldn't do that anyway, which is great. But something here is they're just going to cement you in as a friend. And I just, whoever this is, I feel like your heart goes out stronger than just a friendship. If you accept that, they might accept that too. But it's not good for either of you. This should go forward. And if it ends up in Friendland, it may just always live in Friendland. And I feel like that's going to hold you back. You might have a danger of feeling for somebody and not allowing other people the chance because you're kind of always hoping for the same person. Now, this is interesting. At the end here, you got the 5 of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, and the listen to your intuition. I'm almost getting like you're starting a fight about this, which most Pisces are very peace-loving people. Most Pisces I know don't usually start fights unless you've really antagonized them, and that might be the situation here because I feel like you might be getting really annoyed with the situation. Because I'm getting the 5 of Wands becomes the 8 of Pentacles in the sense of like you're almost there. It may take like getting right out there and saying how you feel and what you do and don't want. Listen to your intuition is saying like push that argument, have that argument, because it seems like that's better. If this becomes an argument and they just kind of fall away, that's better than them hanging out and just kind of lingering around the perimeter of your life. I'm getting this is the moment where it can either go forward or go away. And you have to decide for yourself if that's acceptable. I just feel if they linger on the outskirts, that's not good for you. Causing this fight, listening to your intuition, because I feel like you're getting right out there and I feel like you're very direct about what you're seeing and what you like and what you don't like. That's pushing this other person to make a decision. Either go forward or go away. I hate to say it, but I really feel like that's for your best interest. Because if they linger, I just feel like it just makes you feel like you're like not the main attraction, like you're sideshow entertainment, and that's not fair. And that's not what you want, and it's not really even good for them. They need something more stable. They actually do want somebody in their life, and I feel like you pushing might make that happen. Good? I hope that came across right. I'm going to actually shut this down right here. Give my voice a little rest. Hopefully it gets a little better. Thank you for holding on through this reading. I hope you could hear me, and you have a good day. Oh, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.